a not fixed focus. There used to be another Dalek outside. That one's now inside.
No.
Wow, he's new. That's
Yeah.
one of the. I think they made about 6 for the film, and that's one of the original 6. And you would have seen the Morlock costume. Do you remember the big Morlock that he'd made that used to stand there?
Yeah.
Well, we had to take the arm to get this in. We had to take the arms off it and the legs off it. But that is the Morlock costume from the 2002 film,
Right.
The Time Machine. But that mask, obviously, that's from the earlier one, the 1961. So all this has been rejigged round. So we haven't got enough lights in yet. We haven't got all the information stuff in. But that was a hell of a beast to get in. Can you imagine? The alien from Independence Day.
I imagine the Dalek was the most difficult to get in and out when you.
That wasn't easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does come to pieces. It did come to pieces. Yeah. Anyway, show your friend around.
It's my sister.
It's your sister.
Aye, first time she's been in here.
Hey, well, he knows more about this place than I do, so good luck with that.
If you look behind you, that's an Ice Warrior from an unmade Doctor Who spin-off film because I think the set burnt down or something, or there was flooding.
Yeah, the set burnt down. You couldn't afford to rebuild.
Yeah, it changed slightly.
Form the center of Dalek operations. Slave workers will be appropriated from the Allendale Co-op.
Recognise any of this stuff?
Stuff from X-Men.
This? Oh, that. That's to basically just help keep the door shut. It's just a weight to keep the door shut. Yeah, scooch, scooch, scooch.
This is Davros. This is
I'll tell you what about that Dalek head.
You will obey.
So, this was made to be basically blown up, and the rest of the Dalek has been blown up. It's not actually made like the same as the others, which are made of solid fiberglass. This is basically lightweight and is meant to explode, and the eye, I think, might be a replacement. I'm pretty sure it is, but the rest of it in that is just from what's left of it. Because before there used to be like a full-size replica Dalek here, but that was then taken out because this is actually Neil prioritizes screen use stuff, so that stuff that was on screen that goes in, and anything else that's replica otherwise can go out. You can see on this the inner workings of it, of how the actor's jaw would move it.
Good.
Start these leaves.
Oh, thank you very much. You get your bread, all right?
Yeah, they've only got ones with olives left, but yeah,
Try it with that, right? Yeah.
well, I made some soup the other day, so.
Yes. I need to get my hand warm.
And it is. So Cyberman's hand. Plonk there at the back. These as well. Don't remember the plant. I don't remember the plant pot being here.
Hi there.
Hello, matey. I'm going to let you in a second while I dash because I've just got to go and get some logs. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
All right? Hey.
How you doing?
Just exit to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been a few times, haven't you?
I think this is my 7th or 8th.
7th or 8th.
Yeah.
You lucky fella. So it's £7 each to come round. Card or can we do take cards now?
Oh, do you take cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that helps.
Yeah. I'll do card then.
Yeah. Right. Let me get get the old machine working. So here we go. Sales. Checkout. £14. Charge 14. Look at that magic. Please wait. Payment approved, we're in.
Well, hey.
Hey, how does that work? It's magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Neil's put out quite a few bits that is of his own stuff, which he's selling off, because he's had to make room in the house for more things.
Yeah.
So we've got things like these little models and stuff at a giveaway price. Well, they're not DVDs, that's
VHSs,
video.
yeah.
VHS. Do you have a VHS player?
I do.
Do you?
I've got
You must be
3.
Oh man, well you might be interested in some of these then.
Well, I've got that
Yeah.
already, and
Yeah.
a lot of the others I've actually sold myself.
Right, yeah.
Because when I was getting the
Yeah.
DVDs,
Yeah.
I was selling the VHSs in order
Makes
to pay
sense.
for them.
And there's a lot of magazines here which he's selling off as well, which you might be interested in when you've been round.
He's not selling that off, is he?
He is.
He
and
is.
That is a limited edition, right? And it's knackered. But it is a limited edition.
Is it the Sevens model?
I don't. Neil will tell you. But it's radio controlled.
Oh.
It's got all the things inside, but there's no controller with it. It's completely knackered.
That looks like it's being
But it is
hodgepodged.
Yeah, but it is a limited edition, he tells me. And if anybody wants to pay a tenner for it, they can have it.
I'll pay a tenner for it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll pay a tenner for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know exactly what bits of it is, because that is not actually part of that.
Look, see,
Yeah.
it's way over my head,
Yeah.
man. Way over my head.
He's taken that from an actual toy and then plonked that on top of it.
Is he? Right.
Yeah, that's what
okay.
he's done.
So you'll be interested in that then?
Yeah, I'll buy
you'll
that.
have that.
I'll
Sold.
buy that.
Sold.
Yeah.
You're the man. Anyway,
do
we just don't take it now because you might want to buy something else. Yeah?
Yeah.
So do it on your way out.
All right,
Neil
thanks.
should be back by then anyway. So anyway, you know your way around.
Yeah. Bring
Oh,
me-
you won't have seen...
Hello.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah.
How far have you travelled today?
From Newcastle.
Thank you very much for taking all that time.
I said your dad offered us a tenner for that.
Yes, you can have that if you want for a tenner, yes.
Yeah.
You know it was a limited edition. It was one of
Right.
1,000, the top. It was a Sevens model kit. But it was the guy who did it worked on Star Trek we got it, and he basically was customising it. I haven't got time to finish it off.
Right,
But
because that's a character options base.
yes, but the rest is sevens.
Yeah.
And it's a limited edition. It was only 1,000 ever made. I did have the full kit at one time, but I sold all that stuff to fund this place. So I'll put you into my glasses. Yes. So how are you doing?
Fine.
Yes.
I spent £260. Well,
Yes.
just go over the other day.
On.
The new Doctor Who B&M sets.
Ah.
But then I'm spending
Yeah.
more money to actually fix the issues with them.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, the Renegade Dalek, which previous releases, the colour, was pretty much,
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
Aldebar, who's in charge of it, completely changed the colour. Now it's basically the same colour as the Destiny Dalek.
Yeah. Too light. The ones I collect, I started to collect a few months ago. I shouldn't because I've got too much going on in here, but I treat myself to some Eagle Moss, and I've collected the Eagle Moss. But there's some amazing Eagle Moss figures, but there's some terrible Eagle Moss figures.
I know.
The good ones are amazing, so like things like the Silurian Ambassadors of Death, really good. But then the Ogron and Lynx are shocking. They're really poor. I was really disappointed with the Ogron. But I think overall, things like the White Robot are fantastic. There's just some lovely ones.
I didn't get many Eagle Moss figures.
Yeah.
I did actually pick up a few though because when Eagle Moss went bust,
Yes.
quite a few of their stock ended up in B&M for like really cheap prices.
Yeah, I missed all that.
Or I might actually get the second Doctor and Jamie
Yes.
one. That one was $7.99, which
You
absolute
can
steal.
still get them. You can still get them, but they're all about 30 quid.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also got that 8th Doctor Lucy Miller set with the Dalek time controller.
You see, I'm collecting only the classics. Because
Yeah.
I'm only classic Who, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not. Thankfully, I'm not having to feel I've got to buy everything else. But I've got quite a collection now. But I've stopped a bit because I've been buying new props. So I've got some nice props coming. But it's mostly new series.
Yeah, I noticed there's a random Cyberman hand just in the bottom of that last one.
Nightmare in Silverhand.
Right.
Right. That what's coming in there? It's work in progress. That display. I've got an angel, weeping angel head. Now I'm not into these particularly, but I'm doing them for the good of sort of like for the purpose of the museum
Yeah.
rather than my own interest. I like the old stuff, but so I've got a weeping angel. I'm restoring that. That needs a bit of sculpting and a bit of repaint. I'm doing that, and then
Is it a screaming or solemn one?
it's screaming.
Screaming.
Yeah. And it was basically production made. It's an original, but they didn't finish it off, so it never went on screen. So it's a production made one, but it's nice because it's in good nick. It just needs finishing. But it's 3-piece, got the neck separate. So I'm going to get a mannequin head, a mannequin bust. And I'll mount it all, fix it because you don't want it to move. You don't want it to be creaking and cracking. You want it fixed on to last. So I'll do all that. Anyway, that's going to go in. I'm pleased I've got that for the simple reason I get so many people coming in saying, have you got Weeping Angel? And I'm not bothered by them at all. They're not my favourite at all.
No.
But a lot of people love them. So that's nice to have it in. And then the Cyberman head, obviously that is the black, that is the Cyber Leader from that show. So that's what made me think, right, I have a few little new things. I got the Dream Crab head, I repaired that, restored that. The other two pieces that are coming within 6 months there's the Monk, the red, what story is it from? Because I didn't see it. It's
The
red,
Monk trilogy.
It's the red hooded monk. It's the main monk mask.
Right.
I've got that coming. That's a cracking piece. I like that just as a monster.
Yeah, that's from
What's that one from? Because I'll watch it.
well, it's from the Monk trilogy from Series King.
Is it?
Extremis, the Pyramids at the End of the World, and I can't remember the name of the last
appears
one.
in more than one story.
Yeah, it appears across 3
Oh,
episodes.
brilliant. Is it one monk or is there several?
Well, there's like the one main one, and then there's the other ones.
Secondary monks.
Yeah, like there's only one that has like the moving mouth, I believe, and the
yes.
others are, I think, static.
Mine might be a starter. I don't know yet. I haven't got it in my hand. Yeah. And the other thing I've got coming, which again, it's a nice piece, and I'm glad to get it, is the Tim Shaw hero mask from Jodie's first story. And it's not the helmet, it's the face with all the teeth in, and it's all complete. And I quite like that. And basically they're pieces that I just thought for the general Who fan, they're it's just nice to have a little bit of new stuff in for them. And that was what I was doing. So I'm going to have like a that window area, I'm just going to have heads. Should look quite nice.
You'll be annoyed at how many props are just sitting there unused in the BBC. They've got a hero Dalek which was originally made for Parting of the Ways and appeared all the way up until the Series 9 finale.
Yeah.
And basically, for some reason, they still haven't used it again. It's just been sitting there.
What was more annoying, right, was in 2010s, was that when they sold off everything at Bonhams at the old show, from the Blackpool exhibition, everything was just left. Well, they sold off a lot of the monsters, the originals, which is somewhere in here now. Some went across the world, never to be seen again. I know where one of the Tractators is in America, just in a box in America. And basically, a lot got damaged in New Zealand, got damaged from climate damage. And then there was a bunch of props that they kept, the BBC kept, and then they put them in the Experience in the middle of the classic thing. And they didn't have the funds, they didn't get some, I mean, I'd have done it for free, but they didn't have the funds to restore them all. And they just rotted away. So you had a Silurian from Warriors, Vervoid, just rotting away. I was like, just give them to me, I'll fix it.
I don't know. It's like some of those things where you just like you have fans and that offering to do it for free, you're offering a bit of money, but they're just like, nah, let's not.
No. That's why anything that's come here, like things like if I hadn't got to the Pterodactyl, I mean, I was just looking here actually. Where is it? So I'm just literally, I've got Keith Barnfather from Real Time Pictures coming next week. We're filming all week. He's doing a new documentary called The Monster Man. It's all about my restoration work. It's going to be one of the DVDs that goes out, and I'm just going through all the work I did on the Pterodactyl. Come on, look at this. This was the Pterodactyl, right? So basically, this was what I had to do. I had to build this was the early days on it. I had to sculpting the new. That was the red head I was doing. I had to sculpt. I created 2 new arms, and then I had to build up all the frills, sculpting all this. It was a huge job. And where is it? That was the other arm I was working on. So that was the 2 new arms I created for it. And then that was the painting. So this was a massive job. And then this was again building up. And I hadn't seen this for a few years, and I've been putting it together for the DVD. And this was what I did in 2017. And it was a massive piece of work. There's the other arm coming together. I'll go forward. Now,
You should do it on how. Are they doing a full how? Like, because I'm fascinated more like by the early stages of the creation of this museum.
That DVD is quite good. If you haven't got that DVD is good because that's got the early stages. I've also got in here. So this is going to be an official release. So the other one is Building the Island Building Museum. Basically, I've got a lot of footage of Building the Museum, which was, if this will open, come on, where have I got it? So there was like days where I was in here, Pterodactyl and stonework. Let's have a look. This will be interesting. Let's have a look. This was early days, right? So this is what it looked like. There's the.
Welcome to
So this is me in here.
What year is this?
2016. I'd done a lot of stonework by this point.
God, it looks so weird like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what I mean, this was after a lot of work. This took me 6 months to do. That was me hacking it out. And I think this is quite interesting to see. Hang on, get over that. And then, there's that. This will probably give you some idea. What's that one? Come on. Yes, so this was basically, this is what I had to do. I did months in that cellar. Corridors filled and painted. Exhibit first going, hang on, let's have a look. So I've just found these, so I'm giving them to Keith.
God, and your hair back then as well.
Yeah. So this was the window, that's where the new series stuff's in.
but just to show you what I've been up to, I'm at a point now where I'm...
It was a huge bit of work, and this is the walls when I just finished doing the walls. Or some of the walls, anyway. So there you go. Yeah, it's bizarre looking back. It was a massive job, it was a couple of years of work. Yeah, sorry, I just thought, what's that? 3 years adding plaques, corridors, building corridors. What's that one? Just a bit earlier again.
Send you a shot back. This is in the cellar. This is my bloody life at the minute. Just the rings, going to be cyber things there. And then here's the tomb of a corridor that I'm down.
See the room?
That's getting ready.
So it was a lot, but that's after all the stonework was done. Let's have a look. lime mortar. There you go.
Welcome to this
So that's what this was like. It was all damp. It was
Just a
horrible.
special, right? You can see the bit of that surface.
So that's the sort of, that's what it was like. It took a year. It took, honestly, such a long time to do. There you go. But then I was just looking at the pteroleptil, and that pteroleptil, man, was just a huge job. And it took me about, I did it over a couple of years, the pteroleptil. And then there's the pteroleptil, that's the leader head. That's the condition the leader head came in. I'll show you this, it's quite interesting. So this was the pteroleptil leader. That's what it came in. The BBC had put a ping pong ball in and used a felt marker.
But,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's it. So then eventually, that's the mouth, the lips had gone. So basically what I had to do was, I'm giving all this to Keith so he can do what he wants, and then start to sculpt back the mouth. This took a long time as well. Build up the neck, the fiberglass, then sculpt onto it, then put the new eye in. The eye comes in after this, I think. Where's the eye? I've done it by that point. There you go. So there you go. You had your ping pong ball. And then the eye went in, and then I painted the eye. There you go. Put the eye in. There we go.
Sure, if it wasn't a Peter Pratt head, then it would have actually been accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. Mad. Anyway, there you go. Sorry, so that's what I'm on with at the minute. So this is for Keith's new documentary. So there you go. Yeah.
The new documentary and that's coming out.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Daleks having a 75-minute colorized version?
What do I think about that? I have no strong feelings either way. I love that story. It's one of my favourites. I think it's fantastic. I think the end of An Earthly Child,
Which has had a bit of an issue recently.
It has. But I think the last episode where they flee the Stone Age and then they go on the TARDIS and then they're in Skaro, on Skaro, I think that's one of the best cuts ever. I love it. And then I love the fact the first couple of episodes of the Daleks I love. Sort of gets a bit, slows down a bit.
I think it's like episodes 5 and 6.
It's just, but the first two episodes
I think the first 4, like,
yeah.
I think it's like after that first escape is where it kind of loses a bit of
But
steam.
it's lovely, it's lovely. But I like it in black and white, if I'm honest. It's how it was filmed, it's how it was meant. But I've got no problem with them colorising it, really. I'll certainly watch it.
Well, that actually does come out on the actual 60th day. It's also getting a Blu-ray release as well.
Yeah, I'll not probably watch it on the 60th, I'll probably just buy the Blu-ray. Because I don't really...
That comes out in February next year.
So I don't mind. Honestly, I've seen
It'll be on iPlayer as well.
I've seen
like.
these things so many times.
There's also a lot of Americans, well, basically anyone outside of the UK is annoyed that Tales from the TARDIS is not available outside the UK.
It's funny because Keith Barnfather and I were talking about those the other day.
The thing is though, the new segments that were filmed for it are available on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you're me, you might have a download from iPlayer from it.
No, to be honest with you, they're okay. It's nice to see them back, but I'm not that worried about them because they're just putting the stories in. I was wanting more meat and bone.
Yeah.
I was wanting something
It's a
more.
bit weird. Mind Robber is a new HD restoration.
Oh, that's nice.
For some reason, all the others are HD restorations, apart from Time Meddler, where they used the old version from the DVD release rather than the new one that was released on the Blu-ray.
Mad. I mean, I really enjoy. It's like I think being a Doctor Who fan at times is about habits, and I enjoy the act of getting the Blu-ray boxes. I don't get.
I
don't
love
get
and dread them.
I don't get the posh ones.
I do,
No.
which is why.
No. Right, but the thing is, I'm short of space. Right, I'm short of space. The slimline ones cost a fraction, and the packaging's more robust. So I hate those cardboard boxes. I hate cardboard packaging. So basically, I want to be able to actually watch them, but without worrying about it. So the slimline ones come in your standard blue.
I know.
They're lovely, and then you don't get some
Yeah,
of the.
but I'm a collector though. But the thing is though, I have to send them back about 3 or 4 times. Well, with the season 2 key, with that one, I never got a perfect one. I think very few people did.
I'm just going to pick that up on the.
The thing is, the reason they keep getting damaged is because the boxes.
Oh crap!
Well, the thing is, they were designed to hold 6 discs,
They're crappy, those boxes.
but now they're like 8, 9 discs, and the cardboard keeps getting slightly
I hate it, man.
thinner.
I hate it. I can't be bothered. If I'm scared to pick it up, I don't want it. So basically, I've avoided those altogether, and I started getting the slimlines. I've got 2 or 3 of those boxes, saying that, which I got cheap when they were in the sale. But they're great. they're great. And for me, I've got not much space upstairs because I own a museum, which takes up a bit of space. Basically, to keep my marriage together, I try not to fill the house with Doctor Who stuff. So basically, I want everything as thin as I can. And I've got about a couple of thousand DVDs upstairs. Basically, I've got them in index cards. So what I do is I've got these slim pockets, and I take the covers out, and they all go in pockets. And I've got all my film collection index carded, and you get thousands in a drawer.
Well, I go by a different option. I rip all of them to MP4. Every single one. I've got terabytes of hard drives, of not just my stuff, but everything.
Well,
including a lot of out of print stuff.
You're a lot younger than me. The other thing is, I haven't got that much time to watch stuff because I haven't seen the new Doctor Who book I'm drawing, have you? I haven't shown you anything.
No.
That's coming out in April, and this is a book I have been.
I think I've seen maybe a photo of you drawing it. Or something.
Basically, I'm doing a book for a publisher, and I can't tell you much about it except to say it's the Patrick Troughton years. Every story I'm doing a drawing for, hand drawn. This is not computer drawing. This is hand drawn, right? A lot of stuff online is computer aided. This is all hand drawn. This is, and basically this is one of my hand drawn drawings. This is an original. That's an original. That's coloured pencil, and that's the original artwork. That's not computer rendered. That's just coloured pencil. Anyway, so I'm doing all my these black and white drawings I'm doing, and the publisher, Candy Jar, really liked what I was doing. So they said, right, the book in short is going to look at the Troughton years. It's the first in the series, and it's going to look at what's been left behind. So from the point of view as a museum curator, so I'm writing about. I know a lot of people know where things are. So I'm writing about, things that are left, and also illustrating it throughout. So it's going to be my first proper book. There you go. So that's cool.
So you're gonna have a book of that out.
Yeah, and if you come to the Monster Man event in April, you can get. I'll do your signed copy. But Matt, we're trying to get a few people up to that event from Doctor Who. So if you're about, you should try and get it to it.
Do you own the Dalek films on 4K Blu-ray?
No, I haven't got a 4K player. I'm not bothered, to be honest.
They look so. If you have the Blu-ray, the Blu-ray looks so much better though.
The problem is, you see these?
Yeah. Well, it's not just that; it's also the colour as well.
Oh, sure.
The colour as well, because I mean, some people complained that the previous ones looked a bit washed out. These look,
I'm sure,
better, particularly with HDR.
To be honest with you, how old are you?
25. I was 25 on the 30th of October.
I'm 53.
Right.
I have seen these films so many times now that I'm less. When I was your age, I was the same as you. I got everything. Now I'm more chilled out about it on the actual viewing the programs. I'm loving the Blu-rays, but I've seen the whole series multiple times. So I'm now at a point where I leisurely dip in and out, and I'm not so. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, for me, the Blu-rays, it's less about the new picture quality, because a lot of them are just using the old DVD masters, depending on when they were released. Like, if they've had a special edition, chances are it'll be the exact same one. Like, I'm a bit annoyed that the colorization version of the Daleks is just using the 2003 VHS master.
That's crappy.
Well, it was a new remaster. That's also the one on the DVD. I was hoping they're getting a new one. Alright, I'll meet you in there.
Yeah.
But like the season 20 has the best special features ever.
Why? What's on
it? It's basically Janet Fielding, Peter Davison, and Sarah Sutton in the car, and Peter Davison and Janet Fielding argue for an hour.
Yeah.
Like that is honestly the most entertaining thing.
They have got that vibe, haven't they? Which is quite funny. Yeah. No, I love season 20, and I'm waiting again. Everyone was rushing to buy the Blu-ray, and I haven't. I'm just waiting for it to come.
Oh, I had a right issue. I was on and off with Zavi for a month nearly because initially part of the packaging was damaged, but the main thing was one of the discs was scratched.
You see, right?
And
that
literally,
that would totally piss me off.
The thing is though, like, I had to message them, wait 24 hours for them to message me out, and the thing is, I did a whole video about this. They were basically just ignoring my messages and not reading what they said. So what I did is
scratch disc. I would be.
I simply what I did is I ordered one from Amazon.
Yeah.
Claimed that one was that, but then what I also did is Zavi then said, "Oh, how about a 30%?" Because initially they said, "How about a 30% refund?" I'm just like,
no, I want the
initially
disc.
I went, "No," because it's something I can't watch.
Yeah.
But then eventually I was just like, all right, I'll take that, because the thing is, like, they wanted me to pay to send it back to them.
Yeah, no.
I was just like, no, it's not my problem to pay.
I just buy. I know you'll think I'm treasonable, but I just buy the slimline cases. When they come down in price, they're usually about £30 odd, and they come down and they're in sturdy little boxes.
They're not that sturdy.
I haven't had any problems with them. Whereas the cardboard, chunky, expensive ones, I've had duffed corners, and just if you're buying something at that price, like you, I want it perfect, and I just think.
Oh, I get flack so much because the thing is, people say to me, "Oh, be grateful for what you're given." I'm just like, well, I'm not giving it. I'm paying through the nose to it.
No. You should get a perfect copy. No, I just can't be. But over my lifespan, I used to collect action figures. Right, I love action figures. Can't anymore because I can't afford it. I just have to do this. That's like B&M. The B&M figures. I haven't gone there. I adore action figures. Right, to be clear, I love them. Right, I haven't gone there because I can't afford it. I can't afford to do this.
The new ones all have problems. Some of them are just so obvious. It's just like, yeah, but I don't know why. I mean, like just over a month ago, there was they released the Death Zone Dalek as a 5-inch
Oh
figure.
yeah, that's a lovely. That's a nice one.
No, it's not.
No, because it's crappy.
Well, the problem is that the reason it's crappy is allegedly, though this was apparently on a film, Aldebar, who's in charge, actually based it, rather than looking at pictures of the actual Dalek, he based it off an unfinished fan build.
Great.
What I did also, I was annoyed that the Necros Daleks and that one were all matte. So what I did is I got some clear gloss and sprayed them with clear gloss, and they look so much better.
If you notice in here, you'll see the little Harlequin miniatures.
Yeah.
Now the one thing I kept them, was my Harlequin miniatures. I love them. But what I like about the Harlequin is you paint them yourself. So they're a pain in the bum in as much you've got to put a lot of time in. But you can customise them, and you can, when I was doing them, you're in charge of it as it were. So like without being funny, my Ogron this big, the Ogrons I painted are far more accurate than the Eagle Moss ones this big. Because, I mean, the Eagle Moss Ogron I have a big problem with, because the face is just lost, and it's a great face, the Ogron. I don't know what, obviously I don't know what went on with that. But same with the Lynx. The Lynx is really one of my favourite characters. And basically the costume is just black. They've just put it gloss black. It's like, it's not gloss black. It's like good metal. And it's annoying because some of the figures are perfect. So like the Ambassador of Death, the white robot from the Mind Dropper, is just their works of art. Yeah, fantastic. I'm trying to think which other ones. It's lovely. There's some fun. To be fair, I've
got both of the Emperor Daleks that they did. I quite like them.
Yeah, they're good. But the ones that the Daleks are nice. The Death Zone Dalek I've got is nice. It's not bad at all. There's nothing wrong with the Daleks at all. It's just whether or not.
Well, there's a couple of them that are not quite the right shape.
Yeah.
Particularly the Supreme Dalek. From Resurrection is very, very odd. It's got a very, very slim middle.
I haven't noticed.
And it's got a neck bin that juts out a bit too much.
The thing is, what my life here is so full on with the museum and restoring the actual props that I don't get as much into the merchandise as I would have done when I was, say, your age. I was much more into that. So I think with me, I've got about 6 things upstairs I need to work on. So I put all my attention now into either the artwork I'm doing or the props I'm doing, and I've had to let the merchandise go a bit because I can't afford it, and I put everything into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean me, I've only recently started like dabbling with paints and that for them, just because I was getting so sick of the figures getting just like changes for the sake of changes. And it's just like, so I was just like, okay. I mean, for the first time today, I'm gonna be painting, like properly painting, a Renegade Dalek. I've got the proper paint on delivery, and I spent hours last night using blue tack because masking tape is just a nightmare to use, masking off all the hemispheres, but then using a flathead screwdriver to basically.
Have you tried masking fluid for that as well?
No.
That would be good for the hemispheres. They're a nightmare. Painting Daleks is just.
Well, the thing is, I want to spray them and that because I'm not.
Do you know what I would do? I would do with the Dalek hemispheres. I would probably, if I'm honest, I mean, if you can mask them, do it. But I would probably just spray the whole base and then repaint them.
Well, the thing is, I'm not very good.
Yeah,
Man,
you're
I
not.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, the first Dalek I ever attempted to fully repaint was that effects one. I think I sent a picture of that to you, where basically I had a spare broken Day of the Dalek Supreme, which I sawed in half.
Yes.
And then sprayed it up to look like a Death Dalek.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
when I had it in the animation, it could blow up.
Nice. Yeah.
And that one, I was just like, I could tidy it up a bit more, but then I thought it looks a bit more like an actual effects prop if it's a little bit
Oh yeah.
tattier.
Well, you've seen the Dalek head in there.
Yeah.
It's tatty as hell.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I used to have a This Planet Earth Dalek in here.
Yeah, I
which-
know.
It's upstairs now. But basically, that one, the quality of the This Planet Earth finish is so much neater. That one's really rough shoddy, but it's what it is. And I think the thing with this place is you can get replicas. I mean, I know a guy called Phil Robinson, who you may have met. Phil Robinson is the most amazing prop builder, and he does spectacular reconstructed props. But he also makes props now for the new show, and he's a very talented chap. But he, his works his monsters are so much more slick than in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because he's obviously got time to spend on them, whereas these were made at the slick than in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because he's obviously got time to spend on them, whereas these were made at the time at pace. You know, they were sped through. And I mean, there's something about, say, Destiny of the Daleks, which gets a lot of grief. But I actually think Destiny of the Daleks, I love the Daleks in Destiny of the Daleks. And I think the fact they're battered, I think is rather nice.
Well, I mean, on the Blu-ray,
I was 9
particularly
when I
on the
saw it,
Blu-ray, you can literally see the sellotape.
I mean, when it was first shown, I was 9, and it was really, I just thought they were great, and I didn't even think about the fact they were props or whatever. It was just I was lost in it. But I mean, now I actually don't mind them. My favourite Daleks in Genesis are the Daleks.
I mean, I think, I probably was 9 when I saw it. I remember I saw it in HMV, and it was. This is how long ago it was. The DVD was $16.99. That's how much which is crazy. I think it was 2008. And
Yeah. I mean, the DVD I've got. They just no. I mean, at the end of the day, the props themselves. When you get up close, some of them are really good. Some of them, like Martin Jarvis's jacket costume as the Governor from Vengeance, that is a gorgeous outfit, and it really stands up close. But you get up close to, I'm trying to think of the worst ones. There's bits and bobs in there which you can. They just put together quickly, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, in here, that's.
I mean, that's why there's sometimes they used in Invasion of Time.
Yeah.
Because it was just something they had.
Yeah. That though is why. In here, I'll get occasionally someone will come in and say, "Oh, you haven't got this, you haven't got that," and it's like, well, either it doesn't exist, or somebody else has got it, or whatever. Like somebody came in from Australia and he just went, "You need an invite, 10th Planet Cybermen in here," and I went, "I'd love one." I said, "Then why haven't you got one?" I went, "Because they don't exist anymore. They don't actually physically exist. I don't know of one. I've never seen an original anything from the 10th Planet Cyberman. I've seen Exhibition, who was an exhibition head made in the sort of 2000s. But bottom line is, for me, I'm not interested in reproductions particularly. I'm only got a reproduction in if I'll never get the original. So like K9 was donated. It's a 10th Planet K9. It's a lovely model, and I put him in because people love K9, you know. And I thought, and he was donated.
I've got a friend who's a massive K9 head, and he
Exactly.
is really annoyed by your K9 because it's not basically as accurate as it could be.
It's a 10th
Because
Planet one, and it's basically I was given it. And it was like, well, what do I do with it? And then I thought, well, season 18 was his last proper season. So I thought, no, I've got space in front of the props. I'll put him in. And he brings a lot of joy to people. But he's not a prop that I'm in love with, because to me it's a replica. And I like him because he does the job here. But I'd get rid of him in a flash for an arm of a something. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, and that was when Susan Calman came, I don't know if you saw the Susan Calman show, but that was on. But she basically, when she came here, Susan Calman's a big Doctor Who fan, she was sort of saying, "Oh, K9's brilliant." And I said, "Well, no, it's all right. It's what it is." And she went, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, it's a replica, you know." She went, oh, it's brilliant. I went, well, it's all right. I said, this is more interesting, the arm of a sea devil. And we got into a little argument about which was better. And I said, well, the arm, that is one of the remaining bits of the 6 costumes made for that show. That's interesting. That K9's just churned out.
Well, the left one to scare a postman.
Which one? One of the sea devils?
Well, the Sea Devils, they accidentally left it on the location, and it scared a postman the following day.
Nice. They did that with, well, no, they didn't do it deliberately with Steyr. I mean, my favourite monster is Steyr. People often say, what would you most want in the museum?
Steyr, of all things.
Yeah, I love Steyr. Field Major Steyr is my favourite. Bear in mind, I was 5 when I saw it. So basically, I saw it on broadcast, age 5. I love Field Major Steyr. If I could have anything in here, it would be something off his costume. Right,
because his main one, the hero one, had a lot of extra breathing apparatus in there.
It was Lynx's costume with a different.
That was because Kevin Lindsay,
He died a few months.
He died, I think, 2 weeks after it had been broadcast.
But that costume, I adore it, and basically, I love the mask. I think the mask is great, but I think I forgot what I was talking about now. But no, I just would love. I would happily have, an ear off that mask, and instead of that K9. If people go,
right.
Oh, totally. I'd rather have that original chunk of that. It's like the Genesis the Daleks mask, the Wisher mask. They're just bits that are left, but that's off that mask, So some people don't get it, some people do. But I'd rather.
I mean, I can see both approaches in that from it.
The thing is, you go to any Comic Con, you're going to see amazing replicas. But when you come here, you're going to see what actually was on the screen.
Yeah.
That's always what excited me. When I used to go to the exhibitions, I knew that was what was on screen. And that's what I find personally, and it's all down to personal taste. That's the thing I find exciting. That was the thing in the show. I mean, I'm a sculptor, so I can sculpt monsters myself. I've got a Davros upstairs that's sculpted, which is pretty good.
Is it a full size? Or
Yeah. I've got one upstairs. I did. And it's nice. It's bloody nice. It's in fiberglass. It is a really good. If I say so myself, I did a good job on it. But it's what it is.
Yeah.
I sculpted. I copied it. It's what it is. It's a copy. It's nicely done, but I'm far more interested in the bits on that.
Right.
Because that's the actual mask, So
yeah. I mean, this scarf I got recently. This is
very nice.
2 Lavazzi scarves, so it cost £110 total. And what I did is I took the tassels off each end,
and them.
Well, the thing is, I've never sewn or stitched. Well, actually, at school, I used a sewing machine once because school. The thing is, I didn't have any knitting needles or anything, though I did have a pair of tweezers.
Right.
And so what I did is I used bits of the tassels to actually sew them together.
Yeah.
And even though it was basically caveman mode with a pair of tweezers, it worked.
Yeah. No, I'm sure. I'm going to have to check my mail a second in case somebody's contacted me, which does happen.
But it's just sometimes you find stuff that's just worth it in that more. But the only thing is that they are super duper fragile. A lot of them. Like, I keep having to do little touches up to this one, and that just because of how fragile and that it is.
Yes.
And that, so there. I see. You've also got Shakedown, Return of the Sontarans.
That's a nice little film.
Still doesn't have it. It's one of the only ones that doesn't have a DVD release.
I know, frustrating. I've actually got it on DVD, so it must be a bootleg.
Yeah, that'll be a VHS transfer.
Yeah, it's VHS transfer. But it's,
basically, the thing is though, the people who have the rights is actually Big Finish. But apparently, one of the reasons why it hasn't got a release is because some people who were involved in that find it a bit of an embarrassment.
Yes.
Which is why it hasn't had a release on DVD.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So, yeah. Though one of those hegs appeared on eBay not too long ago. I think I sent it to you, but
it was in terrible condition.
Yeah,
it was in terrible condition. I looked at it. I did put a bid on it, but it was a big job. Basically, it was one of those masks that I was gonna end up with. It was going to end up being more of me. The person who'd had it had left it to get to such a bad state. I kind of wish I'd got it, but I put a bid on it, and I just literally knew how much time. Whoever's got that, it probably has no idea really. In fairness, they probably don't know how much work it needs, and I think it needed a big job. It's like a full resculpt, really, which is something I kind of fancy doing. But I've got so many other things to do. I knew it would just sit and probably get worse. I mean, the first thing that needed to be done was it needed dipping in preservative to stop it any more falling off. But it was just in a terrible nick. It was a shame because they were lovely masks. I thought they were. I liked them, you see. I did.
I wasn't a big fan of the melon colour.
Yeah.
The watermelon colour of them.
Yes.
Looked a little bit.
I quite like them.
The thing I didn't like the most, though, is that, well, this is just from a more story aspect, is that the helmets, when they had the helmets on, it covered the Probic vent at the back of their necks.
I didn't notice that.
Which is a bit of an oddity.
Yes, it
that
is.
one.
Yeah, indeed. I did enjoy that. I mean, for what it was on the budget and everything, it was really good. I like this. I like the characters of the Sontarans. The leader was good. So no, I quite like that. I thought that
It was just doing that weird point, because he had real time, then he had BBV.
You did, yes.
And that's doing a lot of copyright laws skirting on them and sometimes breaking them.
Yeah.
Which is why he's basically blacklisted from the BBC in
Who
Big
is
Finish. Was it Bill
Baggs?
Bill Baggs, yeah, he's basically on a blacklist from Big Finish and the BBC, unfortunately. The Daleks, the colorization has a couple of new lines of dialogue written by RTD that are actually performed by David Graham, which I didn't realise was actually still alive.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's 98.
Yeah, he's bless him. He's very old. He seems really nice, doesn't he, David Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he also says, it's got some new CGI, and I'm thinking, oh god, no.
Yeah.
Because for me, like, when they do the CGI on whatever releases and that, when they add it, it just stands out like a sore thumb.
What's that? The effects?
Yeah, when they do the CGI effects, and it just stands out, particularly when it covers up a model shot.
I know. Some are good, some are not. I love what they did with Revenge of the Cybermen. I actually think that's a really good one, because I think
I just can't watch them.
I like that one, and I like the Day of the Dalek special edition as well.
That's the only one I do watch, but it's not for that. It's just for the Dalek voices.
Yeah.
And that's though the problem is you can't take the audio from that one and simply put it on the original version.
Yeah.
Because some bits are done. Something the special edition digs is they fixed a funny mishap with one of the Ogrons where, you know, how the Ogrons says no complications.
Hello.
No.
How are you? Hello.
Oh, it's so cold.
Yes, it is. How's things?
Oh,
How's
cold.
things with the Heather Lee?
Well, I haven't heard anything.
Nothing back yet. Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. Hello.
Why are you saying that?
I'm just wondering what was going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
these are nice. I haven't seen these.
Which one? Sorry.
The little figures.
Okay. Yes, I've got a few of those. Yes, indeed. Yes.
The Eagle Moss figures.
Oh.
Yeah, they are from a company called Eagle Moss who have went bust.
Oh.
They went bust was it last year or something like that?
Yes. It was
So
last year.
some of them are now worth a fair bit, some of them aren't. It just depends.
Okay.
Yeah. It just depends. Which those aren't worth. You know,
No.
they're just-
Oh, that's
but
sad.
they're worth a fiver. Yeah.
Ah, is that the sea monster thing?
Which one?
The one that looks like a sea
Pterodactyl. That's
Pterodactyl.
pterodactyl.
Yes, that's the pterodactyl. That's in here.
monster? Oh, okay.
Well, the head's in here,
Oh.
but they're different bodies in here. It's the red body, but I've
It's the
got
one
the
that
green.
you made.
Yeah, the one that I repaired. The red one's it. That yes. Yeah. That's in here. Yeah.
Nice. You
Yes.
alright?
Yeah. How's you?
Been shopping?
What you done this morning?
Took Lolly to dance.
Yes.
Then I went and got a smoothie.
Yes.
And then I picked her up from dance.
Yeah.
And we had to get new shoes.
Do you have any other Dalek figures and that you're selling, or wait?
No.
No.
That's it. That's all I've got.
Right, so I'm buying that.
Yes. Well, if you check out Seven Stavros, definitely.
I know Seven, because I immediately recognised it as a Seven Stavros,
Yes.
and then I looked at the base and I went,
Yes.
wait, that's a character RC base.
Yes. Absolutely. Do you want to pay cash or card?
I've got a tenner,
Yeah. That's
Okay.
perfect. Yeah. No problem at all.
if I can get. There we go.
Stop bit. Just look at that.
I'm being
Hang on.
Davros.
You're being Davros. Do it again. Right, let's have a look.
I can do a Terry Malloy impression.
Go on then.
Poison is that projectile. Yeah, Big Finish reposted that
Yeah, yeah.
actually. I was in
You see, that's actually really lovely.
because Big Finish once did a competition to like win some essential crap essentially,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you had to do an impression of something from theirs, and I did Terry Malloy's monologue as Davros from Davros,
Yes. Oh, nice.
and that so. That's what I did, and that one actually was successful enough to get reposted.
Yeah.
You need help.
Yeah. It's just, can you just hold that up? Yeah, I'm struggling. Yeah, thank you.
I'm enjoying watching you struggle.
Thanks. So basically,
Now I've got to figure out where is it going to go on my unit,
yeah. Well,
and where's the space?
hang on a second. Just hold that a second. I'm just going to put. He's lovely. That top.
I know.
Particularly nice. I'm just trying to think if I got more.
He's going to be well looked after.
No, he's lovely. That I used to have this full kit. They were very limited, as I say, limited edition in what they were. What we got? I just might put him in that.
I remember in Blackpool I was able to convince a store owner to let me buy the Product Enterprise radio controlled movie Dalek from the second film,
Nice.
and basically I had to carry it though because it was near where the pleasure beach was.
Yes.
And basically I carried it by the base upright all the way back into the centre from there,
Yes.
and then ran into Poundland to grab bubble wrap to wrap him in bubble wrap.
Well done. No, good solution.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
but God, my arm was killing us afterwards because like just holding it by there. And no one else would, just
Yeah.
shove it in a bag. But I was just like, it's got to be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to look after
Yeah,
them.
you have. So what are you up to, Mrs.?
I'm gonna go put the shopping away.
Later downloaded for Keith this DVD, which is massive gigabytes and stuff. Huge.
You say that like I have terabytes of bloody footage
Yeah.
and that because I do filming and recording everything's in 4K at the
Yeah,
maximum
yeah.
quality,
Yeah.
and that because that matters.
Yeah.